Now, guys, if you actually need any more proof that the Democrat Socialist Party is pro-criminal, I give you a leftist Latino, George Gascon, the woke DA, backed by one George Soros in LA. This man is a disaster. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't they actually trying to recall this guy? I know I did a video on him, but I think that the people in LA were actually trying to recall this guy because this guy is pro-criminal. And I definitely got to clean this up here in this video, guys. The Democrat Party, man, I don't know why people actually vote for these people. They're pro-criminal. They're anti-American. This story right here is a prime example of how the Democrat Party has lost their mind. Completely lost their mind. Look at this title right here on the Post Millennial. Prosecutor suspended by Soros-backed DA, George Gascon, for, quote, misgendering a trans, and I can't even say the rest. You guys can actually read that. This is a criminal scumbag right here. This guy right here on the right, this picture right here, is a criminal scumbag. And George Gascon suspended the DA because I'm assuming that the DA actually, well, the prosecutor actually called this guy a man. He, him, you know, because that is clearly a man. The Democrat Party is out of their minds. Out of their minds. Let's read this, guys. Los Angeles prosecutor Shia Sana was suspended by far-left District Attorney George Gascon for dead naming. You know, that's a name right there that the votes came up when you actually call a trans person by their birth name, and I guess in some cases, you know, their legal name. Like Ellen Page, if you call Elliot Page, which is what she goes by now, if you call her Ellen Page, see, I'm so confused on this whole trans thing. But anyway, she was actually known as Ellen Page. That's her birth name. So if you actually call her Ellen Page now, they call it dead naming. Okay? I know I probably butchered that, but oh well. Anyway, George Gascon for dead naming and misgendering 26-year-old Hannah Tubbs, a biological male who identifies as a transgender. Sana prosecuted Tubbs for doing some very, very bad stuff to a 10-year-old and grabbing him by the throat. That's all I'm going to say about that. According to Fox News, quote, Sana has argued in the past that jailhouse phone calls show Tubbs was attempting to use gender identity to game the justice system, an argument that sources say made others in Gascon's office uncomfortable and led to the suspension. Tubbs began identifying, now check this out, as transgender and using a different name after Tubbs was connected to some very, very bad stuff concerning children via DNA evidence. On January 2022, Tubbs was sentenced to 2 years in a juvenile detention center after pleading guilty to doing very, very bad stuff with children. Despite being an adult, Gascon sought to have Tubbs sent to juvenile detention because Tubbs was under 18 when those things happened. Quote, Tubbs has a lengthy criminal history in California and Idaho, reports Fox. And Tubbs has been recently accused of, quote, beating a man to death in the woods with a rock in Kern County in 2019. Tubbs is being held on $1 million bond after being charged with murder and robbery in connection to Michael Clark's death and has pleaded not guilty. They actually gave this man bail? Well, this is California. My goodness. Now, the 10-year-old who he actually did some stuff to told Fox, quote, I've also heard that my attacker goes by she, them pronouns now. I see it also unfair to try him as a woman as well. seeing how he clearly didn't act like one on January 1st, 2014, and we know what he did. We know that. I mean, this is crazy right here, guys. Absolutely crazy. That George Gascon is pro-criminal. This is a scumbag right here. That is a scumbag right there. George Gascon is a degenerate. This sums up the Democrat Party today. Pro-criminal. If you call a biological man a man, he, him, George Gascon is going to suspend you. This is just pure insanity, guys. I mean, this is a culture war issue right here. Also a safety issue, clearly, because this person right here, who goes by Hannah Tubbs, seems like he should actually be locked up forever. Yeah, I called him a he because looking at this person, there is no way you could tell me that that is a woman. That is a man. That is a man. But Democrats don't seem to actually know what a man is or what a woman is. I mean, they are just completely deranged. I mean, how is it misgendering somebody actually, calling them he? LA, man, you guys got to recall this guy. How about this? Stop voting Democrat. I know that would take a lot for LA County to not vote Democrat. Or at least vote for somebody with some common sense. I mean, aren't there any old school moderate Democrats you guys can vote for? Put it like this. If a George Soros is associated with funding a DA, you probably should not be voting for him. Actually, you should not be voting for them. You guys need to change your voting habits. You do. Because I guess if it was completely up to George Gascon, maybe this guy would actually be out on the street. Because, you know what? I got to give this guy credit, though. It seems like he actually knows how to game the system. He commits a horrific crime, and then all he needs to do is identify as one of the T's, so he can actually get some type of privilege. I believe that one of the reasons why Juicy Smouye, he still hasn't served his 150 days. Remember, he went there for a little bit, then he got out. I believe the only reason why Juicy Smouye didn't do his 150 days is because he gets the Don Lemon treatment. He's black, even though he's half white. And he's gay. That's it. I guess if you just identify with the alphabet stuff, boy, you're going to get a pass on a whole bunch of things. But this guy right here should not see the light of day. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.